Hi there! I wanted to talk about the random fewest moves meme I just got. I finished it today and I started it yesterday at the time of recording this. Uh, and it's the most consistent average I think I've ever gotten on anything. So the mean was 39 moves, and all three solves were 39 moves. I don't know how all three were at 39 moves. The last one was barely 39 moves, and I'll talk about that when I get there. But I have 12 cubes next to me. Yes, 12 3x3s next to me. To be able to go through this in pretty much one take. Um, Instead of having to re-scramble them over and over and over again. Uh, so let's get on to the first solution. So this is the paper that I used. So the scramble's up top here. This is the base scramble. This is the full solution. This is the amount of cubes, and this is the amount of time. Ended up being a 15-minute mean, but that's not that important. N stands for normal, and I stands for inverse, and that's pretty much it. So this scramble only switches once. It starts with inverse and then ends with normal. And then I'm going to show you the full solution at the end. So let's start with the first moves. So this is what the inverse scramble looks like. The reason I chose the inverse scramble is because the first block ended up being really, really good. It is this block right here. It's the orange, blue, white. So I did UF to D, which solves the first block. And then the next moves is also an inverse because the full first block, as you would in Rue, is only 2 moves after that. That's it for inverse. Moving on to normal, we have a good cross here. The purple here is the white. So we have a really good cross, which is B2 U prime B2. And that solves cross plus 2. And then the next bit is F2L minus 1. So for F2L minus 1, I found that this pair was the best. Not that pair. Wait. Oh, it was this pair right here. This pair's solution is 1 move less than the alternate, so it's D prime F2, L prime F2, L, and that solves this, and 1 less move than doing this. Anyways, the next piece was this one, which I ended up solving F, D2, F prime, D prime. That's a D, sorry. F, D, F2, R, F, R prime. The reason why I did that pair on inverse is because it solved EO, and on normal it actually didn't give a very good EO. So here I was deciding between COLL and OLL. I ended up going with OLL because it led to a better solution overall. So F, D2, F2, D prime, F2, D prime, F2, D prime, B prime, D2, F, D prime, F prime, D2, FB, and that is solved. The full solution looks like this. Oh, sorry, hold on. The whole solution looks like this. That's the full solution. Next up, on the same paper, I did a 15-minute move, or 15-minute in 39 moves. This requires 6 cubes because I swapped a bunch. But the reason why there's so many swaps is because look at these numbers. They're so low. This is actually one of the lowest numbers you can get for a last layer without getting skips. So let's start. This is the normal scramble, and I also noticed here that first block was easy. This is only 2 moves. It's going to be the orange, yellow, green. So it's F prime U2, and that's the block solved. And then I switched, which led to this block being here. And what I did is I did UL prime, which solved the 2x2. And then I went into the next bit on normal. Here, what I did is I solved this block as a pseudo pair. So I did RB2D prime, and then I did B prime to solve pseudo 2x2x3. And that led to this. Rather than solving this block immediately, I solved the cross because it was only an extra move, or extra 2 moves. So I just did DBR prime, and that solved the cross. And then I stayed on inverse for the next 2 sets. This is the longest move before last layer. It's 7, and it is this pair right here. So I did DR prime D R2 F prime R prime F to solve this. And then I did DB prime D prime B to solve the other pair. This has an S move in it when I do this OLO. So I actually just skipped that OLO and went on to the normal scramble, which ended up looking like this. This is an 8 move, and it cancels into PLL really well to create a 17 move last layer, which is with AUF, and it's the 3rd best you can get, the best being 15 moves without skips. And that's what it looks like. Here's the full solution. And then for the last solution, it was on a different paper because I ran out of room on that paper. It was 14 minutes, only requires 3 cubes because it stays mostly on inverse. It actually stays on inverse until PLL, and the reason why it does that is because PLL has a cancel and skips AUF, while the normal one didn't do either. So what I did is on inverse scramble, I did RU-B2 F2 to solve the red cross on the right, and then I did LF prime L2 F2 L F prime to solve this pair. Then I did D L prime D prime to solve this pair because there's 3 moves. Then I did U2 B prime U2 B, which is the same solution as before for this pair. And then I did LU L prime U2 F UF2 L prime F prime D F D prime L F, which ended up being the last F2L pair plus OLL, because OLL was this, so I just canceled into this OLL. And there's no cancels here. It ended up being a cancel because of the end of that move with this. So the cancel, and here's what it looks like. So I did the fewest moves AUG for that, and it skips AUF. So the full solution ended up looking like this. Here was the F2. I thought it was an F2 because for some reason I thought this was an F prime, but it's an F, and inverse F cancels into F prime. F prime and F equals no moves, so you just skip that. And then that's the solution. So that was 12 cubes to explain 3 scrambles, all done in 39 moves. All the information on these will be in the description as well as every cube that I used except for 2, because I don't actually know what they are. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.